Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. I am the Sports MC, MJ Arjamandi, broadcasting live inside the Gallagher Event Center on the University of Colorado Springs campus. And I am joined, as always, by my partners in crime, the dream team of UCCS Broadcasting. To my left, we have the spectacular Spencer Davis. How are you, Spencer?
I'm fantastic, MJ.
Spectacular?
Spectacular.
All right.
Yeah.
I like the adjective. And to my right, we got Charlie Bang Bang Botnick. Bang Bang, how was the weekend?
It was good, you know. We have a lot to talk about. I always say this on Monday, but, you know, it was an undefeated weekend for our Mountain Lions, so we have a lot to get into.
That's right. Mountain Lions went undefeated 4-0 on the weekend between your UCCS men's and women's soccer teams, as well as your UCCS volleyball team. Women's cross country also in action. And a great weekend, Charlie. Like you mentioned, a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot, and it's going to be fun. And how was your weekend? Do anything exciting?
Always, Charlie, living the dream. Always exciting stuff when you're a Mountain Lion here at UCCS. Charlie, how do we start every show?
Well, we usually start with Bang Bang's Best.
But,
you know, Spencer Davis, the newcomer on the show, the baby Mountain Lion.
The new
as
cub.
I was called last year.
You were. We did call you that.
Cub on it. I think he's doing an excellent job. Why don't we give it to him?
I think so too. And real quick, hats off to you two gentlemen for the show that you put forth last Thursday. I was on assignment, unable to make it here on the Lions Den, but you two did a fantastic job.
Wasn't the same without you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, without further ado, though, we're going to get to spectacular Spencer Davis's Spectacular Players of the Week. So,
Absolutely.
Spencer, why don't you tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there who the spectacular Mountain Lion performances were this past weekend?
All right, let's kick it off with number 3. Number 3 is going to be Heather Bates from her women's cross country team. She ran a 17 minutes, 16.5 seconds. 4th overall, 2nd out of the RMAC runners at the race this weekend. Helped the number 12 team in the nation, your UCCS women's cross country team. They took 3rd overall, so congratulations to Heather Bates for hers. Number 2 coming is Jake McAllister against Regis, number 5 team in the nation. Jake scored 2 goals, allowing the Mountain Lions to win 4-3. He got those goals in the 18th and 29th minute of that game, taking the Mountain Lions 6-4. They're now 6-4-1 after that game. And then number 1 is Michaela Mansfield, the first player ever to score a hat trick on the women's soccer team here at UCCS. She scored 3 goals versus Western State this weekend. It was awesome. It also put her at the all-time record holder for points and goals on a UCCS campus with 60 points, 25 goals, and she still has 6 games left to see where she can go. So that is going to be our top 3 for this past weekend, and the Athletics are doing incredible things. So those are our top 3 for now.
Spectacular
Players of the
The
weekend.
Shining Lion.
That's what I was going to ask you, Charlie. What do we call number 1, the top performer of our past weekend?
Well, Michaela Mansfield is the Shining Lion,
Oh,
of course.
the Shining Lion.
3 goals in a game? That
One
is
game.
just crazy.
I haven't scored 3 goals my entire life.
I'm
Cumulative.
with you on that one.
I didn't play a lot of soccer, but altogether, I
She's
haven't.
past us 3.
In one game, she scored more goals than I've ever scored in my life. That's pretty impressive. So that is the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference preseason Player of the Year, living up to that billing. And we've been waiting all season to see that.
She definitely came out firing. So
Yeah,
that's
3
something
goals.
We've been waiting to see, so that was awesome.
It's going to be hard to top that. Can she
may
do
be
4
able to-
goals?
She might be able to do 4. I think she's 3. She wants to top the rest, so she might be able to get to 4.
I don't know. Bring your magician's hats this upcoming weekend for the soccer games and get ready to throw them out for the hat tricks by Michaela Mansfield. We're going to talk about that game this past weekend from Michaela and the UCCS women's soccer team, who looked as good as they have looked all season long. Your UCCS men's soccer team went 2-0 on the weekend. Your volleyball team also did not lose this past weekend. So we got a lot to talk about, as Charlie mentioned earlier on. So we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to break down and recap both of your UCCS men's soccer games from this past weekend. And then we have our very first Student Spotlight segment coming up here in just a little bit. So don't go anywhere. We got a lot to cover, and we'll be back right after this.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference competition elevated.
At the University of Colorado, we award more than 15,000 degrees each year. We've developed nearly 2,000 bioscience innovations. Our community programs serve more than 1 million people in Colorado. Our research has created over 150 companies, and we've partnered on more than 75 space missions. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned into the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. Big news for your UCCS men's soccer team and what might go down as the greatest single season victory for the men's team in quite some time, as they defeated number 5 nationally ranked Regis this past weekend. And I got to tell you, that's probably going to be the game of the season. Charlie, I know you were watching some of that action.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Jake McAllister, 2 goals. Alex Von Holly with 1 goal. And Tancred also with another goal for the Mountain Lions. So, again, UCCS coming at them from a variety of different angles, getting 4 into the net and only allowing 3. If my math serves me correct, that's going to get us a win every single time.
Yeah, you know, 5 games in a row now for this Mountain Lions squad. They really hit their momentum, and that's the thing. This game was probably one of the most exciting games I've ever seen. I wish I was actually there to watch it, but on the broadcast, it looked amazing. And as soon as Regis tied it up at 3-3, UCCS looked so motivated and just did not want to go to overtime. And it kind of was that MSU mentality, you know, not a player down, but saying we don't want to go to overtime. Let's just get aggressive and finish it. And that's what happened. And Tancred Steinbach, like you said, scored the game-winner goal under 5 minutes remaining. And it was just a fun game to watch. And Jake McAllister, Alex Von Holly and Tancred Steinbach, we really haven't talked about them much, but you know, really stepping up in this game.
Well, that's what I really enjoy about this men's soccer team. It seems like every week we come in here and we talk about somebody new, Spencer.
Yeah.
And this week, we got to mention the freshman there, Tancred Steinbach, with a game-winning goal. Jake McAllister, we know his potential, but 2 goals in 1 game. And then Alex Von Holly, he scored a few weeks ago for us, but I mean, a little bit of everything for the Mountain Lions. Some good defense and some solid offense. 3-2 at the half, and you just saw the graphic there to let you know where the Mountain Lions currently stand in the RMAC in 3rd place. Got to be feeling pretty good about things, Spencer.
Absolutely. I mean, after that game versus Regis, I mean, that really motivated them to keep going. I think going into a number 5 ranked team, really wanted to make sure that the guys were prepared. I mean, I'm sure that Johnny just told them, you know, go out and play what you're supposed to be doing. Go out, you know your positions, you know your roles. Go out and make it happen. And, you know, even a freshman like Tancred Steinbach, he came out firing and got that game winner for us, you know. But even Jake McAllister, he had 2 goals, but he also had an assist as well. I mean, they're just all around the board. I mean, Tancred had 3 shots, 2 on goal and 1 in. Alex Von Holly was 1 for 1, 1 shot, 1 goal. So I mean, he was shooting 100%.
100% in the game.
You know, that's what we like to see every now and then. So
that's right.
That game was absolutely incredible to watch, be able to see. And the boys definitely put up a fight. And you know, we're now 2-1-1 against ranked teams in the nation right now.
Nationally ranked teams, 2-1-1.
We have a
We're
winning
over
record.
500 against nationally ranked teams.
And I think that's an incredible feat on its own. Just to be able to say that at UCCS Mountain Lions, we are winning against nationally ranked teams. So I think that's awesome for us.
Well, I think it starts back at the net with David Meyer.
Yeah.
I mean, he is playing out of his mind right now.
Absolutely.
So far, he's got 6 wins on the season, and he had 4 saves. Couple of RMAC Goalkeeper of the Week awards already. He really seems like he is the anchor to that team right now. He's only a junior, Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what you expect once they become upperclassmen. They kind of lead that team, but really he's doing a fantastic job from the back, communicating with the guys, and just really anchoring that team.
Yeah, you know, I actually got to talk to him after this game, and David, being the competitor he is, he was like, I want another shutout. I really wanted to shut out the number 5 nationally ranked team, and unfortunately couldn't do that, but just happy they got the win there. And David Meyer, I mean, we've seen this since freshman year. He came in high school and he was the Gatorade Player of the Year. So coming out of high school, Gatorade, exactly. So we knew that David Meyer was a competitor, but I don't think when UCCS signed him, didn't know that he could be this leader that he is transforming to. And last year, a tough season for him, but his freshman year, you know, took us to the RMAC playoffs, got us to the RMAC championship. Unfortunately, lost that one. But David Meyer has shown this potential and has really lived up to the hype since he's gotten here. And such a great guy and really just a competitor. You know, he's really trying to break the shutout record this year, which is 9 for his season.
3 more to go.
3 more to go.
You can do it. Well, you know, one thing that I think oftentimes happens on any given weekend is that a team that will prepare for their tougher matchup. And on paper, Regis had to be the tougher matchup.
Yes.
Number 5 ranked in the nation. I mean, hands down, compared to South Dakota Mines, who they played yesterday on Sunday. And so you think maybe going into that weekend, they might overlook that second game or that second team in South Dakota Mines because they're gearing up for number 5 Regis. They delivered. Friday night, they got up for that game against Regis. They delivered a 4-3 victory, but then on Sunday, they game planned the right way, appropriately, properly, because they came out on fire yesterday against South Dakota Mines and beat South Dakota Mines 2-0.
Yeah.
And Jake McAllister picking up
Another
right where
one.
he left
Yes, he
off.
did.
Another goal with the assist by Nick Newcamp, and then Alex Von Holly, another goal as well.
Yeah.
And so, wow, I mean, you talk about like the first
Roll right off
domino
that game.
falling, and now 5 games in a row, your Mountain Lions have won.
Yeah.
I mean, they look as impressive as any team in the
Absolutely.
Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference right now.
I agree. I mean, the 2-0 win, definitely. I mean, they were, you know, South Dakota Mines was 1-9 coming in. So, I mean, that was definitely,
But you can't overlook that.
You
can't.
can't. And I mean, as far as, you know, we were all about Regis. And then I think once the Regis game was over, they said, you know, we won, that's awesome. I ran into Connor Langenbaum after that game, and he was like, yep, we won, that's awesome, now preparing. So I think that they did. They still went in with a right mind against them. They weren't going to take them easy, and they came out with that W again.
Well, just adding on that, I went to South Dakota Mines last year with the men's soccer team to broadcast, and that is not an easy stadium to go to and shut out anybody, let alone, you know, get the victory. So that definitely played a factor. But 2-0, and Jake McAllister really coming into his own.
Absolutely. I mean, they are just rolling. Like I said, right now, I would have to say one of the top teams, if not the top team right now in terms of momentum in all of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. We showed you the standings here. Mountain Lions currently in 3rd place. They have an overall record of 7-4-1, 6-2, but they haven't lost in a few weeks now. 5 games in a row now. The top 2 teams, Regis still sits right above them, but only by a very small margin. And then Colorado Mesa yet to lose this season in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, sitting at 7-0-1, 8-1-3 overall. But Mountain Lions right on their heels, chomping right at the bits. I think it's going to be a fun, exciting finish to this regular season. I mean, they're gearing up. They're wanting to, that first round bye is still in grasp. If not that, they want to host a first round playoff game. And I think they're in perfect position to finish in the top 4, which is what they would need to do for one of those things to happen.
Well, we have Regis again coming up and South Dakota Mines at home. And you know Regis is going to come back and want some revenge. So
That's right.
I think that game could possibly be the most exciting game coming into this at Mountain Lions Stadium. So,
Coming up when, Charlie?
isn't it this weekend?
This weekend,
This
right
weekend.
here at Mountain Lions Stadium. We're going to have the complete preview for you this upcoming Thursday for our preview show, because that's right, Regis coming to town looking for redemption. Mountain Lions looking to give them another loss on that record. What we do have coming up for you next is our very first Student Spotlight segment. I can't tell you how excited I am for these segments and how proud I am of the students in the sports broadcasting class for the work that they've already put forth for these segments. So we're going to air the very first Student Spotlight segment coming up. It is Court Searles of your UCCS men's soccer team coming up right after this break. We'll be back right after this.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed. And we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
Success comes from UCCS, from believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
Hello and welcome back. You're tuned in to the Lion's Den, official source of UCCS sports. This is the Student Spotlight segment of the show. I'm Jameson Colsar, and with us today is Court of the UCCS men's soccer team. How's it going, Court?
Not too bad. How are you?
Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
And I'm doing well. So, soccer, it is your passion.
Absolutely, yes.
When did you start to show interest in it?
I started to show interest about 4 years old. I've been playing the game 17 years now, so just been able to grow upon it and grow that passion each and every year, and it's kind of sad this is my last year.
Well, 17 years, that's a long time.
Yes, it is.
Were there
Absolutely.
any other sports before that?
Yeah, I played quite a few sports. Played football, basketball, little baseball as well. It came a point in my life where I had to decide which one I wanted to play, and just had a passion for soccer more than anything, and so decided to pursue that, and now I'm fortunate enough to be playing in college.
17 years, soccer, and a lot of sports. Wow. So how do you warm up before each game?
We do a thing called dynamic stretching. It's the opposite of static stretching, where you're just kind of standing there. Depends on the game as well. Depends on the game, depends on the practice, but it's basically just a way in which we get ready and put ourselves in the best position to perform at the game or the practice.
So how does it feel to earn the McLaughlin Award for UCCS?
It's an honor. It's an honor. There were a lot of other candidates, in my opinion, a lot of people that could have won the award, so for me to get it, it was just that much more pleasing for me, and I'm very, very fortunate to have gotten it.
Are there any goals that UCCS men's soccer team is trying to reach this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to win the RMAC tournament for the first time in our history. I think it'd be a much deserved award for the team, and from freshman to senior, we've worked our tail off this year and over the summer, so to see us be able to win that would be excellent.
Have any idea when that's going to happen?
Here about the end of October, beginning of November, around there.
So that's very soon. That's very soon.
It sure is.
Any competition to look out for? Specific teams, maybe?
Yeah, everyone.
Everyone.
all the teams in this conference are really tough, and we always have a difficult matchup going into each and every weekend. But specifically, Regis, I think, is ranked 10th right now, or somewhere around there, and they're undefeated. So we play them this Friday, and it'll be good to get a result.
All right. So, what was going through your head when during the moments in the soccer game against? Was it
Westminster?
Westminster, yeah. We actually got some gameplay off of that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah. As you see, Austin Seifert's working his tail off to get put in the cross, and Jake with an incredible flick. And fortunately, I just found myself in the right place at the right time and was able to put the ball in the back of the net. But much credit to those two for their hard work, and thank you for getting me the goal.
It's very impressive.
Thank you.
All right, so what sets apart the UCCS men's soccer team from the rest of the colleges?
We have such a brotherhood in this program, and it's been great to be a part of. We're always doing something together, and not just on the field, but off the field as well. Tomorrow we're having a big pasta dinner for the freshmen, where the upperclassmen come and make food for them, and
that sounds good.
Even when we're not doing that, we're hanging out and doing other stuff. So.
Is that the whole team going? Or?
Oh yeah, whole team.
Whole team.
Absolutely. We want to be a part of it.
So what are some improvements that can be made this year regarding the soccer team?
Well, with any team, there's going to be improvements no matter who you're playing for, who you're playing with. For us specifically, we probably need to do a better job of putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's kind of on me as a forward especially. But we just need to work on winning the games. We're out shooting the opponents, and the score isn't showing it right now. But we're ready. We're ready.
You're ready? Awesome. So, outside of soccer, what do you do to relieve stress? Do you have any other hobbies besides soccer?
Yeah, I'm a huge outdoorsman. Love to fish, hunt, hike, and that's one of the reasons I actually came to Colorado, and it's been great to explore the state and see the rivers and see the mountains and all the beautiful things that it has to offer.
So, do you have any other words for newcoming soccer players or students who are interested in joining the team?
Yeah, come try out. We're always welcoming to the people that want to be a part of the team, and we're always happy to have people that are able to perform at this high of a level. So if you think you have the ability, come out. We'd love to have you.
I might try. Yeah, I might. Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
love to see you there.
So, what position do you play, Ashley?
This year I'm kind of a utility player. I've played anywhere from outside back to outside mid to forward to attacking mid. So they're using me just about everywhere my senior year. So I prefer outside mid, where I'm able to run at players a little bit more. But wherever the team needs me, I'm happy to go.
So your favorite was
outside mid.
Outside mid. So what do you plan to do after you graduate, since this is your last year?
Yeah, goodness, don't remind me. Hoping to go to medical school. I'll be taking the MCAT here around April, and hopefully I can get in and go take another 4 years of school. 4 wasn't enough. Have to do 4 more victory laps.
More the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
So nice to meet
you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us here on Student Spotlight. You're tuned into the Lions Den official source of UCCS Sports. We'll be right.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Success comes from UCCS, from believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
At the University of Colorado, we award more than 15,000 degrees each year. We've developed nearly 2,000 bioscience innovations. Our community programs serve more than 1 million people in Colorado. Our research has created over 150 companies, and we've partnered on more than 75 space missions. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned into the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. I don't know about you, but I really loved that last segment, the Student Spotlight segment, and I really appreciate the hard work that went into that by those students here at UCCS in the Sports Broadcasting 2270. So great job. My hats off to those students for a fantastic job the first round of those, and I look forward to a lot more of those great segments coming up. But now what we want to do is talk a little bit about your UCCS women's soccer team, because they had quite possibly the best game of the season for them this past weekend as they defeat Western State 3-2 in what was the program's first ever hat trick by Michaela Mansfield, scoring 3 goals in one game. That's right, you heard me, 3 goals in one game. With that, she moves into first place all time for points in the program, goals in the program, shots on goal, and shots. Unbelievable, Michaela Mansfield. So gentlemen, we got to talk a little bit about UCCS women's soccer, because we come in week and week out, we give the breakdown about where they're at, and right now they're looking as good as they've looked all semester long, all season long. You put on your hard hat last week for the rebuilding.
And look what happened.
It looks like a foundation has been built over the weekend, Spencer.
Right?
Let's talk a little bit about this. So first off, Michaela Mansfield, goals in the 5th, 13th, and 65th minutes. How awesome is that?
That's incredible. I mean, just to have a hat trick even in one career is amazing. And for her to do it out of an entire program history, she's really won. She's really stepped up, especially against this game against Western. They really needed the win. So she went out fighting and was able to do that, and I think that's incredible. I guess the foundation was poured. The hard hat worked. I mean, no, I'm not saying I was the one who got the win. The girls were, but it was that analogy that they needed to find something, and they obviously did this weekend. I don't know if it was they just needed to travel to Western because they had such a great game against them last year that they want to do it again, but they definitely showed some stuff that we didn't see with the forwards doing a lot of work this weekend, as well as the defense holding back and keeping it strong against the goal there for most of the game. So
a win for the Mountain Lions, an assist for Spencer Davis.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my score sheet.
And 2 assists by Bailey Jameson, who had a couple of really great passes there to Michaela Mansfield to really help the Mountain Lions out. With that, she now has 10 points on the season, 3 goals and 4 assists through 10 games. So Bailey Jameson also doing great things for the Mountain Lions.
Yeah, like you said, this is laying the foundation for this team, and really it should have been 3-1. They let go a goal in the 89th minute of the game. So Grace Ramsden had her first win of the year, and then 7 saves. That's the most for her this season. So that is excellent. Looks like Grace Ramsden really catching up, and through this whole game, really Western State led the team or led in shots past UCCS and really led on shots on goal. So definitely give some credit to the defense right there, and Grace Ramsden 7 saves, and just Michaela Mansfield. We just witnessed history. Hat trick, 3 goals in a game. Really can't express that and can't explain. And this is the Michaela Mansfield we all know, and glad to see it finally kind of show up.
Well, I would say that teams around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference would be a little silly to take us lightly. Granted, the record, we're still 2-8 right now, but I mean, we're 1 game back from a playoff spot with 6 games remaining in the regular season, and it looks, this is the team we kind of expected to see, the one that we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. The wins are starting to come now, and I think this team could be a force if they build that confidence and they can really find their groove. This team could beat anybody in the RMAC.
Yeah, they only lost 6 seniors last year, but they still have a strong core, and that's what we really saw against Western. And a lot of players stepped up, and like you said, Bailey Jamison, Michaela Mansfield, but that defense, that back line really showed up. Sarah Severson, Chrissy Collins, Sammy Brown, all of them have been playing so hard. I guess so, but all of them playing so hard. But 6 games and only 1 game back right now from the playoff spot. It looks good. They just have to keep this momentum rolling now.
Well, Michaela Mansfield now, as a result of this, 60 points, which is first all-time program history, 25 goals, which is first all-time in program history, 178 shots, which is first all-time in program history, and shots on goal, 88, which is number 1 all-time in program history. So we've been mentioning her name quite a bit, but a hat trick is nothing to take lightly, and that is a huge feat in her career and in the history of the program. So hats off to her. Great job by Michaela Mansfield and the rest of the Mountain Lions. But what I really like, fellas, is that they're not just good on the field, they're really on top of things in the classroom. We take pride here at UCCS in being student athletes. They're not athletic students, they're student athletes. So let's go ahead and just give you a rundown of this season's UCCS women's soccer honor roll members here. Bailey Jameson leads the list here with a 3.65 GPA. I think this is really important to exemplify. So I know it's not sports related necessarily, but it exemplifies the intelligence of our sport athletes.
Got to get done in the classroom.
So that's right. Bailey Jameson, again, 3.65 in business administration. You got Dana Shellhorn, a 3.87 in biology. That's quite impressive. Grace Ramsden, the goalkeeper, who's really coming into her own as of late, a 3.65 GPA in criminal justice. Savannah Schill, a 3.47 in biology. Jess Fries, a 3.88 in nursing.
That's impressive.
That is very impressive. Sammy Brown, a 3.61 in elementary education. Ann Odom, a 3.58 in geography and environmental studies. Bethany Lelafield with a 3.35 in biology, and Evelina Helgren with a perfect 4.0 in business administration. That was a lot of names right there, but all of those members of your UCCS women's soccer team have made the honor roll with those high-standing GPAs and very, very good degrees to boot. So hats off to all of those ladies. Again, not just getting it done on the field, but getting it done in the classroom and really showing what it means to be a Mountain Lion. They're going to win on the field and win in the classroom. So great job for them. How are we feeling now? Coming in this week, talking some UCCS women's soccer. How are we feeling?
I feel good. I like what Charlie said about, it's the talent's there. We have all the potential. We've said this for weeks now. And seeing a win, that again, just like the men's team, they can carry it or they can choose not to carry it, and it's all going to be on them. If they want to come together as a team and keep continuing to win, they will. If they decide to fall back, that's potentially a possibility too. We play some very hard teams. We played Mines this Friday. We've already seen them once, and they beat us. But if they come out with the potential that they had the last game, and they come out with wanting to get revenge on Mines, they have every right and every potential to do so. So we'll just have to see when that game comes around where we're actually going to be going. I think this weekend actually we'll have a good show on that against Mines and see where we're going to go. So.
Well, if they can pull together a string of victories, as I mentioned, 6 games remaining in the regular season, they could go in as the hottest team in the RMAC if they pull together a winning streak here. Like I said, that 2-8 record I think is very misleading as to the depth that this team has and the overall talent that the team has on it.
Yeah, I think, head coach Nicole Reinauer really challenged her team this week and, said won a game, so really going to be focusing on Western State. I think she really just challenged mainly the seniors on this team and really put a fire under Michaela Mansfield. And, I know we've been saying 3 goals, but this is a start of something. And it's a start of something that we are very excited to hear about, because when we came into the season, we were talking about expectations and what we really expected from each team. And we all said women's soccer was going to be up there in the top 3, top 2 teams, NCAA, maybe a tournament run, an RMAC run. And it's still out there. And I think that the team sees that they're only 1 game back from actually making playoffs and got their first ever RMAC tournament win last year, and a lot of those girls remember that feeling of playing well and winning and getting that attention from the media and the fans and UCCS. So I think they want to get back to that level, and like we've been saying, it all starts with 1 game, and that was that 1 game right there.
That was a big one. That was a big one. If we can see your Mountain Lions play like that each and every game, they're going to be a terror for the rest of this regular season and into the postseason. But we're going to have to see how all that works out this upcoming weekend, as they will be back in action here at home for 2 home games. We'll preview this upcoming Thursday for our preview show. But when we come back, we're going to break down your UCCS volleyball match from this past weekend, as they were also in action, also came away with a big win, and we'll tell you all about it as soon as we get done paying our bills right here on the Lions Den.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed. And we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Success comes from UCCS, from believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned into the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. We've talked so far about 3 big wins this past weekend, 2 from your UCCS men's soccer team, 1 from your UCCS women's soccer team. But we said to start off the show that your Mountain Lions went undefeated, going 4-0. Charlie, you call the action there for the UCCS volleyball team. They were also in action this past weekend. They traveled, took a flight on Friday, got in, played on Friday, and beat Westminster 3-1.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't get to make it to this game, but got to watch it. And Westminster right now is 0-8, 2-15 in the conference, and we've always talked about it. Can't really take anyone's schedule lightly for the RMAC, but after that loss to MSU Denver on the Tuesday, UCCS really had to come out and set a tone, set a pace, and set a marker, and they did exactly that, winning in 4. And Alyssa Brinton, 26 kills. Natasha Habert had 26 digs through the end of the 3rd set. That would have marked a new UCCS 3-set program record. But really, those first 2 sets for UCCS really were dominance, and they showed what they can really do. And it was great to see. Unfortunately, lost the 3rd set and then came back in 4th set and won it. But overall, it was a good weekend for them. I think they really learned a lot about themselves, and going back on the road for, only 3 home games or 3 home weekends and the rest are road, I think that does play a factor, but overall, a great weekend for them.
Well, you talk about some of those performances. Natasha Habert with 34 digs overall. That's 6th best all time in program history ever. Charlie, ever.
Ever.
That's a delayed Lions Den bump, I'd say, because we brought Natasha on the show a couple weeks ago, and then boom, just 1 month later, she has a career night.
Yeah, you know what? She just looked, nothing could go by her, honestly. And Westminster really were throwing a lot at her, and that's just very impressive, and it was just a historical weekend, I guess so.
Yeah, well, you also mentioned Alyssa Brinton with 12 kills in the 4th set alone, finished with 26 on the night. That was 4th most in a 4-set matchup ever. That 4-set matchup really coming into play here. But a couple of record-setting nights. She had over 450 that night, Spencer. I mean, that is unstoppable. Almost every other attack is a kill.
She put down, absolutely.
Putting it down.
I think
easy.
They were not picking up what she was putting down, though.
They could not.
They could not.
No, Alyssa Brinton did an incredible job. I mean, I think that entire team is so well-rounded. And then for them to go out to Westminster, obviously, again, we don't take our teams very lightly. We prepare as much as we can and go for it. But for them to go in there, we were kind of surprised that I went to 4, but I think so were they. And then after that 3rd set, they're like, we want to go home, and they put it away on that 4th set. They were able to do so, take home some records and some career highs for a bunch of players, which was really nice for us.
Well, sometimes you got to keep the other team interested.
Sure.
So you give them a set here and there to keep them interested, so you get some good practice and.
Yeah, and Westminster also a tough place to play. They last year went to Westminster and dropped the first 2 sets, and it still was kind of the same thing where UCCS was climbing up the ladder board of the RMAC standings, and Westminster still trying to get used to the Division II players and the playing style. So they dropped the first 2 sets at Westminster last year and then came back and won all 3 to take it to 5. And I know that they didn't want to do that again and go to 5 this year. But that's the thing. Another player stepped up, Taylor Smith. 12 kills on the night.
Freshman.
She's been lighting up lately.
She really has. And I think after playing her sister and feeling that confidence going against one of the best teams at MSU Denver and putting 6 kills down there, she really got some confidence after that game. And you could see it there. 12 kills on the night, 2nd to lead the Mountain Lions for that game.
She's a freshman.
She is a freshman.
One thing that I think really helps any program, any team, is to have a combination of a couple things. The senior leadership, to say, hey, we've been here, let me show you how to do it the Mountain Lion way. But you also need some good, top recruited incoming freshmen to lead the way and to carry the team moving forward. And I think the volleyball team right now has a great mix of leadership from the upperclassmen and some outstanding, talented young freshman players. So you mentioned Taylor Smith. You also have Allie Morgan, Grace Nelson, unbelievable as freshmen and really contributing to this Mountain Lion team overall. What's your take on that dynamic so far?
Well, it's kind of fun to watch because, like you said, you do have the senior leadership. And we know what Morgan Evans, Cassidy Bush, the upperclassmen, Taylor Hamilton, Natasha Habert are going to bring. But coming into the season, we knew these freshmen were good. We've heard some expectations.
We heard they were good. We didn't know how good, though.
We didn't know how good, and we didn't really know what their role was coming in this year. And then Allie Morgan stepped up, and I believe she was the first one. Then Grace Nelson had some career nights in Tampa and then Oklahoma Panhandle. And now Taylor Smith is coming into her own. And also Annabelle Kagan. We don't really talk about her much. The freshman out of Hawaii, that fourth set where it was back and forth, she got 4 straight points in a row. And for head coach Christy Elder to put her in a position where it's a close matchup with the fourth set and trust your freshmen to go in there and 4 straight points in a row, it really is a great mash and a great mix of upperclassmen and freshmen and sophomores. So definitely great to see that there. And I mean, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen for honestly every team. I'm so excited to see how everything's going to end up and all the playoff matchups and really where we're going to be at the end of the fall season.
Well, I think all that really does is help build the confidence in the young players.
Yeah,
coach is going to put me in when it matters most.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come out with some big points and help lead us to victory.
Oh, and she did.
I mean, in the postseason, that kind of confidence building in the regular season is so valuable. I mean, because this team, no doubt, is playoff bound.
Yes.
I mean, if the season were to end today, they certainly would be in the mix. Right now, they're 9-7 overall, so staying right above that 500 mark. 4-4 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that easily could be a couple wins higher. There are a couple wins that game against Adams State in the 5th set. Even Pueblo, the first 2 sets were extremely close. Easily could have closed that one out as well. There's some teams that we look at and we know we can beat them. We just didn't close out yet. But then you build, again, that confidence of the freshmen. You got to think in the postseason, we might see some of those teams again.
Absolutely.
What's going to happen next time? You mentioned Morgan Evans, who is undoubtedly one of the leaders and captains on this team. She moved into 5th place in the UCCS career records this past weekend with 2,365 assists. She needs 48 more to move into a tie for 4th place in program history. So Morgan Evans continuing to climb that career ladder for assists.
Yeah, she could do that in a game, honestly.
Well, she could. I mean, she had her 6th 50 assist match this past weekend, so she's done that 6 times already this season. Easily she could do that. You're right.
She could get that in a game, honestly.
So,
one match, maybe in one set. I'm just kidding.
One set. I don't know.
Doesn't go that far.
That's the bold predictions we like
That's
here
a
on
bold
the Lions,
prediction.
and I don't know about
50
one
sets.
set, but I think definitely next match she could get it. If not the next match, the match after for sure.
Oh yeah, and a good weekend. Have CSU Pueblo and New Mexico Highlands again. Seen both of these teams, and it'll definitely be a lot of fun. And again, seeing teams that you've already seen before, but going into their home court now. They're gonna. I know we're gonna preview it Thursday, but it's definitely be a fun thing, and especially CSU Pueblo going down there, a tough arena and a tough gym. It'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I think the Mountain Lions have a little bit of a bitter taste in their mouth after dropping that match to Pueblo last weekend here at home in what easily could have been a 2-0 advantage at the intermission. Turns out it was 0-2, and Pueblo closed it out in the 3rd set. So we'll see what happens. We'll have the complete preview for you this upcoming Thursday as your Mountain Lions will be in action on the road. So we'll let you know what to look out for this upcoming Thursday on our preview show. But there's still more to recap here on the Lions Den today. When we come back, we're going to talk about the UCCS women's cross country picture along with the UCCS men's and women's golf scene. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed, and we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. Your UCCS women's cross-country team, the 12th ranked team in the nation, was in action this past weekend as they went to Fort Hays, Kansas to participate. Finished third place out of 15 teams in what was a solid outing for the Mountain Lions. My sources tell me that your Mountain Lions could be moving up that national ranking poll. In a couple days, we'll have the complete updated poll scene for you on Thursday. But right now, still sitting at 12th place overall, but a solid finish there. Third place overall in the tournament there at Fort Hays, Kansas. Guys, how impressive right now are you with the UCCS women's cross-country team?
I'm really impressed. I think the depth is all there as well. We don't just have one player finishing in the top 10. We have multiple players finishing in the top 10, which is actually really
They don't
incredible.
play running.
Well, you've got to be with your words. That's
Sure.
fine.
Semantics.
Playing, running, hiking, whatever.
Yeah, those hikers are so good.
They were
the women's
good
cross-country hikers, yeah, they're real good.
Long story short, they're doing a great job being able to qualify in multiple races and multiple people being able to do that. So Heather Bates did a fantastic job placing. So I love that. So Kayla Wooden, she placed 22nd. Natalie Pulley, she finishes too. So I think that all around it was a great outing for us.
Yeah, you know, like you said, it's really nothing new hearing Heather Bates and Aubrey Till. It's kind of like last year when we just kept talking about Chantel Fondren every week. And, you know, Heather Bates and Aubrey Till are just two great runners. And it's great that they're both, you know, get to compete together and actually get to practice together. So, you know, Heather Bates gets to go against, you know, one of the top runners. And Aubrey Till, same. And she gets to go against actually an All-American, so that definitely helps. And
holding each other to a standard.
Exactly. I think
able to do that.
That's what they're doing, is holding each other to a standard. And
challenging each other.
Yeah. Exactly, like how we challenge each other every time on the line.
Right here on the show.
Exactly.
And every week. Charlie, you just get better and better every week.
I mean, you're either getting better or worse, and it seems like our women's cross-country team just keeps getting better and better, and we're getting worse and worse.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm just kidding. We're up there. We're up there in the preseason rankings.
For all the RMAC sports shows,
we are.
We had a preseason ranking pretty high.
Yeah, we were pretty high. I think we were up there, top 3.
I don't know what the official ranking was. Let's go back to cross country because that's.
Let's go back to cross country.
Okay.
Not hiking.
Heather Bates finished 17-16 overall, and then Aubrey Till finished 17-22. So not far behind both the top 10 finishes for the Mountain Lions. And again, top 25 in the nation, sitting at number 12, looking like they might crack the top 10. I mean, with a finish like that, third place, and what was a good competitive pool there in Fort Hays, Kansas, they easily can move up 2 more spots and be in the top 10 in a couple days when we're talking about them.
Yeah, you know, they went against some very competitive teams in Fort Hays, so that really helps those standings and getting ranked higher. But I really do think we'll be ranked in the top 10, and with Heather Bates and Aubrey Tillman really heading into the championship season and some of the bigger meets, it's going to be very exciting to see what they can do.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have a preview for you this upcoming Thursday, let you know what's coming up and what to keep an eye out for. We'll also have some results for you from your UCCS men's and women's golf team. They're in action right now. The men right now are in Grand Junction, while the women are in the Adams State Invitational. So we'll have the complete recap for you this upcoming Thursday, let you know how they're doing and how things are going for both the men's and the women's golf team. We do got to take one more quick break. When we come back, though, some big breaking news even before the season starts regarding your UCCS basketball scene. So we're going to break down what to look out for the basketball picture coming up right after this.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed. And we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
Success comes from UCCS. From believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned into the Lions Den, official source of UCCS sports. Your UCCS basketball teams are not even in action quite yet. But breaking news, your UCCS women's basketball team has the RMAC preseason Offensive Player of the Year and the RMAC preseason Defensive Player of the Year. It's the same person. Charlie, want to take a guess as to who that might be?
It is Brittany Hernandez, and she has done excellent. She was actually the RMAC preseason Defense Player of the Year last year, and then ended up sweeping both of the awards, this year. So had averaged about 20 points per game, 8 rebounds, and got us to another NCAA tournament. So I think a pretty good choice there.
She's 2 rebounds away right now from cracking the top 10 all time, and feels like she just got here.
Yeah, you know, it really does.
Feels like her career is really just starting.
She is a force to be reckoned with on the court too. I mean, to get both awards, as extraordinary as it is, but there is reason behind that. I mean, people are going to be scouting her because she's going to put down some points, some assists, some rebounds, all that this year. So I'm excited to see that when that comes around.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can scout Brittany, but she's a post player. She can shoot.
Right.
It's really hard. You can contain her, but I don't think anyone can really stop her.
Well, I think part of that game plan has got to be don't take the charge. Whatever you do, don't take the charge because she will run through you instead of pass you. Like a bull in a china shop. I would not want to be standing in her way when she's coming in. You know, over or under 1 dunk this year. I think she could dunk it. I think she might be the only woman in basketball program history here at UCCS that could potentially throw it down. She can dunk it far better than I could.
That's
I
your
bet.
bold prediction?
That's my bold.
Very bold.
More dunks than MJ. That's what I'm going to say. More dunks than MJ. That's my guess.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I expect a great season.
You don't think she'll dunk more than me? You think I'll dunk more than her?
I mean, I've seen you throw down a couple, so we can see. But, you know, I think a good bold prediction is maybe even averaging around 30 points per game. honestly.
Wow.
I think that's a very bold prediction, but I think
nearly 10 more points a game?
Nearly 10 more points per game. I think Brittany Hernandez has come into her own as a player and really can step it up a notch, even though she was top 5 in RMAC scoring, and I really think she could, break some records this year. Her and Michaela Mansfield breaking some records this year.
Not on the same floor, not on the same field, not at the same time.
That'd be interesting.
No.
Yeah.
Love to see him hike, though.
Yeah, see him going on a hike. I don't know what she can't do, Brittany Hernandez. She might not be able to throw it down for the dunk. Aside from that, there's nothing she can't do, though. I mean, she's got the long-range shot. She can drain it from beyond the arc. She's solid from the free point, from the free throw line. She's solid in the post. I mean, she's a defender of the year. I mean, what is it she can't do?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's going to be able to put up a record on the amount of double-doubles that she has this year as well, if not even some triple-doubles in multiple games.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's my bold prediction, is she's going to be able to carry that on all aspects of the court and get some of those records this year as well.
And that's sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that triple-double, I think, is well within her grasp. If she can draw some double teams and then, dish it off, she could easily get to 10 assists.
I think that,
10 rebounds is going to come for her like nothing. Yeah, she's in 10 minutes. She's going to have 10 rebounds. And then the points, being double figures every night.
Right.
Well, that's very bold for you, but also has to take that leadership role this year. Losing guard Shannon Kelly and Gabby Ramirez, just very quick. She really has to take that senior leadership role, taking UCCS to that next level. And we were in the conference tournament, the Sweet 16, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Brittany Hernandez was on that team. Definitely seeing something happen again with that this year.
Yeah.
Well, a lot to look out for on the basketball side of things. First game is going to be November 11th. First home game here against Black Hills State on December 2nd. So a lot to look out for, but there's even more to look out for this Thursday for our preview show. So we hope you enjoyed today's show as much as we did. We'll be back at you this Thursday at 4 with a whole breakdown and preview of what to look for this upcoming weekend for your Mountain Lions. So sadly, our time has come to an end, fellas, but really appreciate the hard work of the team here, and we look forward to seeing you right back here on the Lions Den this upcoming Thursday. Until then, go Mountain Lions!
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. Now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota. The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.